Pope Francis has arrived in the Portuguese town of Fatima to honor two children whose visions of the Virgin Mary 100 years ago marked one of the most important events of the 20th century Catholic Church. There was no official crowd estimate, but authorities were expecting 1 million people. "2017 is a special year for Christians all over the world.
Na 2 kilometer, neem de afslag 8 richting Fatima.
The story goes back 100 years, starting the 13th of May 1917, where an 11-year-old child, Lucia Santos, and her niece and nephew, 9-year-old Jacinta, and 10-year-old Francisco Marto were herding sheep at the Cova da Areia in their hometown of Fatima in Portugal. They saw a woman brighter than the sun, with light rays stronger than a crystal. The woman wore a white mantle edged with gold and held a rosary in her hand. The children were afraid of the light, but Mary spoke to them and said they should not be afraid. The Virgin Mary told the children that world peace would occur if they spread the godly message of prayer. She asked them to return 5 times every month on the same day, telling them about good and evil and what will follow in the future. She visited the young children on the 13th for the next 6 months. She revealed to the children 3 secrets. We will go through them and their Catholic interpretations. Pope Francis visited Portugal on the 12th of May 2017. Tens of thousands of devotees lined the Pontiff's route and tossed petals as his motorcade drove past. The beginning of Mass was very early in the morning until Pope Francis arrived late afternoon. The arrival with the Popemobile was a joyous moment for everyone. In the evening, around 2200, there was a great Eucharistic Mass until midnight, with a procession of candles and celebration of Maria. At the second apparition on June 13, 1917, Mary asked the children to add the Fatima prayer to the end of the rosary. The children ask her to take them to heaven, but she says that it's too soon. She says she will soon take Jacinta and Francisco, but Lucia will stay on earth for longer. 2 of the 3 children, brother and sister Francisco Marto and Jacinta Marto, died at the age of 10 by Spanish flu. On the 13th of May 2017, Francisco and Jacinta were declared holy, and the 2 were solemnly canonized by Pope Francis. The canonizing of the brother and sister Francisco Marto and Jacinta Marto took place the next morning. The 6th and final miracle, the the miracle of the sun, occurred on the 13th of October, 1917. This was essentially in response to the prophecy made by the three children. The children told the people in the village to come out and witness it, even the skeptics. There are reports of over 70,000 people being in attendance. According to various witness accounts, the rainy sky cleared up, and the ground that was wet from the rain became dry. The sun appeared dancing around and zigzagging in the sky within broken clouds, giving it the name of the miracle of the sun. Some say the dancing sun even appeared to fly closer to the earth and then jump back into its place quickly. Others also mentioned multicolored light and radiant colors all over the sky. They said the miracle of the sun lasted for at least 10 minutes. The children were then finally believed by the people of Fatima. She also predicts the Second World War and the persecution of Christians in Russia and all over the USSR. She goes on that there will be further persecution of Christians. Today, according to ACN research, almost 340 million Christians around the world, or 1 out of every 8, live in a country where they suffer from some form of persecution, such as arbitrary arrest, violence, a full range of human rights violations, and even murder. The research examines conditions in 196 countries. At least 11 Christians are killed every single day in the 50 worst offending countries. All age groups and cultures came together to pray, a positive feeling with a future for believers. At our church celebrations, we meet believers from slightly older generations, and we do not know what the future will offer us. Modernizing ways to stimulate younger generations will be a good start for better distribution of age groups and future for believers.